The Tranquility Fair, which we've just held, is a key element in two things: providing the tourists and the community with a day out where they can have fun and listen to some music. It's a day for that, but it also has the other benefit of being a fundraiser for us. That enables us to do what we do. Now, it's hard work raising money from sausage sizzles and things.
From us, and so it began.
In about 1888, 1887, a couple of people called James and Grigg bought the bulk of the land where the original Ocean Grove is. They also made this park available to the Wesley Church on the condition that they appointed trustees to manage it and look after it as a place for Sunday school picnics and other gatherings. The thing about them being trustees disappeared, and they claimed they had legal title to the land as a property trust. Because we did argue that they had a responsibility as the trustees to make sure the park stayed as a park for the public, you know, Sunday school and other gatherings. We said other gatherings meant everybody. Having sort of found that they no longer really had a use for it, they sought to have it rezoned for residential development. But in 1996 it became serious. They made the application to the council for its rezoning and so forth, and so people of Ocean Grove started to have meetings. They did ask a chap who was an advertising and marketing person to help them, and he said, you'll have to get Colin to do it. So I got approached to sort of look at it. We went and studied all the area and looked at state policies on public open space. We looked at where the open space was. We did a survey of the way unit development was occurring, which was all around the middle of the area. So we were saying, look, private open space is disappearing because, and the more you get unit development, even if they're older people, grandparents won't have anywhere to take their kids when they visit and all that. So we did a lot of work on it. Well, by this time, one of our members had a look at the yellow gum in the park. Anyway, it's now been listed as an endangered species. Well, we said, well, you won't be able to get any houses on the outside because there's endangered species all around the edge. So that was sort of the game we were playing, and we kept putting the pressure on the local member. We said to him, look, we've got 1,800 signatures. This is your electorate, we've got 1,800 signatures. And then one day he rang me and said, look, Colin, could you raise this 300,000? I said, no, I'll cut it out. And he said, well, what about 200? So I said, well, we'll give it a good go. And the minister then came down one Sunday about lunchtime he came down, and he said that he had bought the place. He didn't tell us for how much, but he said he'd bought it. And he also said that from that day, we had to accept full responsibility for the park. And just a few days before the election, the Labor Party people said that it's wrong that the people of Ocean Grove should have to be raising all this money to save this park. And so they came down and put the title with them to say it's all fixed. So we didn't have to raise any more money to save the park. There's nowhere else. You can't create open space in Ocean Grove anymore, in what what's frequently known as Old Ocean Grove. I believed that it had to be done. So to some degree, it was a job. It's something that had to be achieved. It wasn't something so much emotional. I think it is to other people. I mean, I think it's right, and I tend to do things, or I like to think I do things that are right, and I think so. I believe that was right, and it was a wrongdoing for that park to be turned into something else when it was deliberately set aside over 100 years before for such a thing.